greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. 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 Yeah, I just wanna be.
Woo! The One Pride podcast is also sponsored by Making Money from Chat Sports. So go to chatsports.com/lionsbet. BetUS. Put in the promo code LIONS125 and you can make some money. We got the NBA. Bet on the games. You got the NFL draft. Bet on the drafts. All that type of stuff, man. Make sure you go to chatsports.com to make that money. Folks, I appreciate everybody coming to the One Pride podcast. We talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. We got a good one for you tonight. I got my pal. I got the main man, the myth, the legend. They call him the Ritz. But not really. It's the Gridiron Blitz. What's going on, Grit?
What's up, MicroMike? Ready to have a great show today, man.
Hey, I am as well. Let's say what's up to the folks in the chat. We got Frank Silva, Frank Vashstar, when Detroit Lions pep talk. Greg Ferguson, Hugh G reaction. Paul Hora, Zach J, Alan Dana, 9 drinks. Go Lions, Lions Guru. Love the names here. Chrome, what up, Chrome? McHugh again, Psycho Billy. We got Paul Horos, Mr. Poole, Steven Likens, Lions Guru again, Lisa. What's up, Lisa? And Gaming Fox, 37 right now in the building. Smash that like button. Let's get to 20,000 likes if we could, even though we can only get to a little bit less than that. Gridiron Blitz. You hear that the Detroit Lions signed Jason Kabinda to a 2-year, $2 million deal. What do you think about that?
I like it, man, because we know that Campbell was looking. He likes his fullbacks, and he was looking at a fullback at the Senior Bowl. And I'm like, we got Jason Kabinda, so what does that mean for JC? But we extended him. I didn't know at the time it was $2 million, but that's solid. I like it, man. That tells me that we're going to stay committed to the run, maybe try and get a little more, going a bit more, man. So I'm excited about that. Good to have JC back. I know he had the photo shoot today signing the contract. So I'm excited, man. Tells me that the run game is going to be solid this year.
Hey, no doubt about it, man. I'm really excited to have Jason Kabinda back in this mug. Obviously, he's a Dan Campbell type of guy. Let me know in the comment section, do you approve of this signing? Why for yes and for no? Let's see what the fan base thinks. And while you're coming up with that, you see that link that is posted on the comment section. That's Detroit Lions Podcast. That's Chris. That's Riz. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. They are buddies of ours. And guess what? They don't copy off other people. They make their own content like, some other places like Pride, I guess, like of a Detroit or something like that. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the original content, Detroit Lions Podcast. That's what it's all about. All right, great. Let's see what these guys say. And they say, yes, James Winston, yes, Art Allen, yes, Frank, yeah. We got good deal, 9 drinks, yes. Everybody's saying yes. They love the Kabinda guy. They love Big JC. They think that we can run the – are we going to draft a fullback now, Grit? Are we going to draft a fullback?
I would say no, sir. No, sir. We're going to roll with the one we have. Solid, man. Even ran the ball a couple times. JC, good to have him back on the squad, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. It's good to have JC back in the building and to and to chill out for sure with us and get that thing going. There's a Mel Kiper Jr. Todd McShay mock draft grid, and in the Todd McShay mock draft, they have the Detroit Lions selecting a guy who you love, Aidan Hutchinson, with the 2nd pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. What do you think about Aidan Hutch to Detroit and Todd's pick there?
I love it, man. I know they've been talking about that for a while. Him and Kuiper have been going back and forth about it. I know they come out every week with one, and I like it, man. I really, really want Hutch on this team. I know other people want Thibodeau. Some even want Hamilton in too. I want Hutch on this team, bro. I think we need a solid defensive end, a Watt type, a Bosa type. We need that on our team. And as far as what he can do, a disruptor on the front four makes the job in the secondary a lot easier. So we could maybe not necessarily draft a Kyle Hamilton because he'll be gone, but we could get some safeties back there, maybe one in free agency. I know it's one from the Saints that will be available, and that will make their job easier. So Tracy Walker had 108 tackles for the 2021 season. So I want Hutch on this team to disrupt. We saw what happened to Joe Burrow with a guy like Aaron Donald. So that's what I want to see on this team, man.
I got to ask you a question. Would you take him over Kayvon Thibodeau? Would you take him as, like, of all the guys that's on the board? If the Lions had everybody, would you take him over all of them?
I would have to say yes, only because as far as when it comes to Kyle Hamilton, and I said this in a different video, that the front four will predict or kind of help the secondary a lot. So I think if we get a guy like Hutch who has a tremendous upside, I want a guy that's going to disrupt the passer. That's what I want. We saw what happened. Aaron Donald, I'm not saying he's Aaron Donald, but Aaron Donald single-handedly just won them that game. Everybody saw Jamar Chase wide open if Aaron Donald doesn't get there. So for me, I want a guy, and I take Hutchinson. That's the guy that I would take, yes. I know Jermaine Johnson, the second from Florida, is coming up as well, but I'm taking Hutch overall.
Okay. Now, I got an interesting question to ask you guys in the comment section right now. Also on Todd McShay's draft is they had Sam Howell going to the Detroit Lions at 32. Would you guys take Sam Howell if he fell to the Lions at that spot? Why for yes and for no? And what do you think, Rid? Would you take Sam Howell at 32?
Sam Howell is what? Is he 6'1", something like that? Is he taller than that?
Yeah, he's about 6'1". Yep.
6'1". Okay.
He's not the guy that has to wear gloves and's got the small hands. That just
yeah, that's Pickett. That's Pickett, right?
That's small hands Pickett.
Okay. Sam Howell at 32. I mean, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I feel like I might go safety at that point or wide receiver. Like,
okay.
Yeah, that's who I kind of want, man.
So you'd rather not go the quarterback position. Do you believe that Jared Goff can hold it down today and this upcoming year?
Hold it down, yes, I do. I know I'm one after what happened this weekend. I know we got to live with that, but I think Jared Goff with a solid cast around him can hold it down. However, I do believe that the Detroit Lions need to prepare for life without Jared Goff, and that might require them to draft a quarterback. So I'm open to that as well.
He says, I've got a comment here from Tim, says, Howell is underwhelming. Arm isn't great. Reminds me of Trubisky. Overrated. Well, we definitely don't want to be reminded of Trubisky. I think if he is a Trubisky, I need to hear a bump, because that wouldn't be good. I don't think he's that bad. I honestly don't, man. But that's definitely someone you do not want it to be reminded of and have that. Now, there was some word out, and some analysts believe that the Detroit Lions grid may have a top offensive line in the NFL for 2023. Do you think that this is possible, that they could have a top offensive line? And why would you think yes, or why would you think no upon that?
I would say yes, but I got to be careful here because we get excited very easily in the offseason. And we had predicted maybe a top, 10, top 5 offensive line, and then injuries came in, took out Frank Ragnow, took out Taylor Decker. Penei Sewell was a rookie at the time. So I would say yes, but we got to really see these guys play together. Hopefully they play a lot more, maybe a little bit more in preseason, but I think we could. And I think that will go a long way. As we could see, I keep bringing it up, man. Last weekend, The Bengals took the shiny new toy. Offensive line have now. And so I believe that we could, man. We could. I even saw a mock draft where somebody had us taking an offensive lineman. Not sure about that, but I do believe that we could be top 5 because they got us like top 7 right now. So I could see top 5, man.
Folks, you see that in the comment section right there. It says Detroit Lions Podcast. Again, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It is pinned to my comment section. They actually do original content, unlike some other individuals. And they actually know what they're talking about. You know, they go to the Senior Bowl actually prepared, and they do a fantastic job. You know, sometimes you got to go to the source instead of kind of just mooching off other people, and that's kind of what you don't want to see. Grid, what do you think about people that kind of copy off each other overall when it comes to content? You know, get one word for it.
Terrible. I could have used a different word, but I'll just use that one. This is a family show.
Family show, folks. Family show. I do think that the Detroit Lions can have a top offensive line. I truly do. You know, as long as they stay healthy, though, Grid and fellas, you got to stay healthy. But, I mean, if you look at Frank Haley, one of the best, I think he's a great coach. He's one of the best we have on this team. I mean, literally with all the injuries that we had this last season, he still kept this offensive line stout. I mean, Frank Ragnar goes down, bring in Evan Brown. Would you sign Evan Brown back?
I mean, yeah, he did a pretty good job, man, for filling in. So I would. I'm like I said, man, I think that our offensive line is going to go a long way to the success of not only Jared Goff, but DeAndre Swift, who we're hoping to get going as well. So Penei Sewell will be in his second year. I think the sky is the limit for our offensive line, man. But I'll keep going back to this, man. An offensive line is very important, and taking Penei Sewell when we did was the right move overall.
Yeah, man, I 100% agree with, you know, just having the offensive line go in the right direction. Now, we got free agency coming up. There's a lot of quality players out there that the Lions could look to get. We obviously need help at safety, no doubt about it. We need help at the wide receiver position. We need depth. Man, we need a lot of help at safety. I mean, you could definitely go on there twice, man, and pick up 2 guys. What position, Grid, are you looking at that you want to see filled? And I know you love free agency. You are definitely a free agency guy. I'm more of the mock draft and the draft guy. You're more of the mock free agency and who could come here. You've been pretty good at the Danny Amendola, strike gold there. Obviously, the Josh Reynolds, you knew exactly who's coming. So who are you looking at? Who do you think could potentially come here?
Oh, now that's a tough one, man. I actually just dropped a video about that, and I think that based on last year, we didn't have a lot to work with. Looking at the money, looking at one of these wide receivers to answer your question, I think wide receiver is a huge need. We signed a lot of guys to a 1-year deal. I mean, a ton of them. We even picked up Josh Reynolds in the middle of the season. So looking at what some of these wide receivers are going to want, I think Allen is going to be too much. I think Chris Godwin is going to be too much. So I think the Lions re-sign Josh Reynolds, which I think is very important, and they bring in another maybe second, third tier wide receiver. Not as below as Khalif Raymond, no disrespect. But I just don't see I just don't see those guys paying. I mean, Kenny Galladay, Mike, $72 million for 4 years. That's insane, right? Chris Godwin got the 15 for 2021. So for me, wide receiver is huge need. I just don't see them cashing out. I say 10 mil tops, man, for a wideout.
If you've not hit that like button, smash it. We got 90 in the building with 40 likes. Let's get to 50 likes. The more likes we get, the more chance that this stream gets pushed out there. Report that, look, we're free agency. You could also sign your own guys. Report came out today. Walker, first name Tracy, wants, 13 mil a season? 13, 14 mil a season. And I want to know, would you guys in the comment section pay for this? So let me know. Y for yes and for no. I'll go ahead and read your answers on here. Would you pay that type of money for Tracy Walker to re-sign him? Grid, would you do that?
No, I would not. I think he can be franchise tag if I'm not mistaken, and that's that would be the going rate. I would say no, man. I mean, Tracy he was solid, but he had the one interception, bunch of tackles, man. He had like 70-something solo tackles. So he is a tackling machine. But $13 million for T-Dubs, man, I'm going to have to pass on that. I think I could get somebody else in free agency that can bring a little more to the table than Tracy Walker. But that's just me. I'm not paying him that much money.
I see the comment section here, and we got no from Paul. We got no from Alan. Psycho Demon, no. Let him walk, Lions Guru, no way. Raw Detroit, make sure you subscribe to his channel. Man, it does a lot of content there. So he says, no, sorry, Tracy, no. Maybe John, no, I'd just upgrade with Williams. And nah. So a lot of no's there. I concur. Look, I can't give this guy that type of money, Grid. That's a lot of money. If you're not 100% sure, I think really the best thing, like you were saying, is to use the franchise tag, in all honesty. If he wants that type of money, you could always get a Marcus Williams. You can always draft safeties, too. And it's not like we don't have a guy named Aaron Glenn who knows how to fix a defensive secondary. That's a lot of money for Tracy Walker. So I think I would pass. Franchise tag, possibly. I just can't do some ridiculous amount for the safety in that position. A lot of people agree in there in the comment section. They're not willing to pay it. Would you pay money to get a top-end wide receiver, Grid, say a Mike Evans, or if Gallup starts to get a little bit better, Michael Williams, getting a wide receiver to complement our other wide receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown and Cephas when he comes back?
I'm going to say no, man. I like what these guys are doing. I mean, we said the Lions were going to have one of the worst wide receiver cores in the National Football League, and I think they did the first half of the season. Josh Reynolds came, Amon-Ra came alive, and we wind up doing pretty good, man. Khalif kind of fell off a little bit toward the end. So for me, I say no. I like what these guys are doing. I would re-sign. I mean, I would take a look out there, and if you can get somebody maybe in the $10 million range, and I think, I don't know who that could be, Mike. I just don't know, because these guys going to want a lot of money. So for me, I say no. Take the 2 in the draft. Re-sign Josh if you have to. That's 3. You got Cephas, Amon-Ra, and I'm sure we can find another one. So that's what I do. I think I'm missing somebody too, but that's what I would do.
Trinity Benson?
Not as bad as last year. Trinity Benson. I forgot. See, I knew it was something.
Everyone forgets who this guy is.
Everybody forgets him. Yeah, Trinity, the Project Benson. So for me, that's what I do. I re-sign Josh. I mean, I take a look in free agency, but like I just said, Chris Godwin, man, we're talking about, I think he's going to get, he got 15 last year. I think he's going to get 18, bro. That's what I think he's going to want, and I just don't see us paying that.
Yeah, I can't pay 18 for a wide receiver, but I'm looking to upgrade. I'm definitely looking for a wide receiver in free agency. I really like Michael Gallup until he went down. I thought he would have been a good look. And then Michael Williams, I do think about him. He could really join the Lions. I don't know the going rate for these wide receivers, though, because there's a lot in free agency. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Devontae Adams. If he gets franchised, that's definitely, it's going to hurt the market a little bit, because that's a lot of money. And, if there's Kenny Galladay money be paid out to a wide receiver, say a Mike Evans, it's going to hurt us in free agency, because I think the rate would go up a little bit. So we'll see about that. But we definitely need wide receiver help. I know a lot of people say don't draft a wide receiver till the 7th round, and we got to go all defense. But folks, we need a wide receiver. We truly do. We can't just we can't have what we did last year with the Williams coming in and doing nothing and all sorts of bad occurring.
I think that might work.
Go ahead,
Mike. I think your guy that you were talking about, I think that could work, man. Mike Williams. So I could see him doing. You've been talking about him for a while. I think he could be like that second tier. I know he does pretty good in LA, but I think he could be on the radar, man. That's a good pick right there.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Great mind like mine is a no. I'm just I got to toot my own horn here. Hold up. I gotta get my. Man. Here we go, man. And again. And the truth is,
there's nothing wrong with that.
There is also trades out there. Like, we could make trades, right? If the Detroit Lions don't get a player that they want to get, wide receiver or safety, the Lions could make a trade somewhere. Now, to me, that's last resort. I really don't want to trade for players. Unless it's player v. player, that's perfectly fine. Who is a player that you would trade for right now? And, you know, it doesn't have to be a big trade. It could be a guy, you know, a 5th-round pick or something like that. Or is there a wide receiver out there? Is there a edge rusher? You love edge. Is there a safety out there or a linebacker?
You know what, Mike? I'm going to say no, man. Like, I'm scarred by the Trinity Benson. We gave up 2 for him. We don't get any payment for that until next year. And after Matt Patricia, Matt Patricia gave up a conditional 6th-round pick, if I'm not mistaken, for Everson Griffin. You know I love EG at the time, man. He came in 2.5, 3.5 sacks in 7 games. Okay, we take it. But you sacrificed the future of this team. Left us with 5 picks, Mike. 5. And that's why the Trinity Benson hit so hard, because we were going on 12 picks, man. And Trinity has done 0 for this team. So for me, to be honest with you, I have not even looked for a trade, man. Build through the draft. Maybe fill in a couple voids in free agency, but that has not crossed my mind.
Definitely looks like it has not crossed his mind, as he looks like he just frozen out of nowhere. So I'm going to do this until he comes back. I have no idea what happened right there to the Grid Iron Blitz. We'll see, though. It looks like someone else possibly came in. Let me see if I can get that thing working here. Where are you at? I don't know. Oh, because Dern got in on his. Yeah, Dern, you got to get out to go into a different call, man. You got to go into a different call. That pushed Grid out of the stream. In a couple minutes, we're going to go to you guys in 7 minutes for the mailbag segment, where you guys run the show. You give myself and whoever is on this panel the chance to get on and give us a question, and we will have a chance to whoever gets on to give you an answer back, as he just got kicked off. So Dern, you got to get off so Grid can get back on, then you can get on a different line for sure. So I wanted to also talk about there's other players in the draft, except for the very first picks in this draft here, and you can go the 2nd round, 3rd round, 4th round, even though we don't have a 4th round pick, but there's players that the Lions can select in the draft to really solidify. And, I was looking at a couple wide receivers. McShay, very good wide receiver for the Lions. Probably could get him in the 3rd round, 3rd, 4th round if we decide to trade back in the 4th round. I think that would be a solid move for the Lions to build the depth up at wide receiver. And go through that way. So, yeah, you got kicked off, Grid, because Dern came on. So, Grid, go ahead and get back on the same one, and then you'll get kicked. You get back on. So, if you can hear me, just go in the same link that I was sent, and you will get put back on. But Dern kicked you off. So, I'd love to get McShay. Is there individuals out there who would you like to get put in the comment section below? Some players that may not be in the 1st round that you would like to select for sure. As I keep getting messages at the same time. This is a crazy, crazy thing. So a lot of people hitting me up. It's been a crazy day, folks. You know what? Let's just do the mailbag segment right freaking now. So if you got questions, I may have some answers. Go ahead and send them to me. Lions have 5 picks in the top 100 players. Yes, they do, and that's absolutely awesome for us. Hopefully, yeah, McShay is awesome, man. He's Dern. He's a lot of people's guy. Dern, I tell you what, he's good when it comes to getting a wide receiver. He was all about Amon-Ra St. Brown last year, and he knows his content regarding the wide receiver position. So, yeah, just go ahead, Grid. Just get back on the link that you went in before, and that should be good to go. So, if you got questions, throw it in the comment section. Definitely throw it in the comment section. I like Bell from Purdue. So do I. David Bell in Purdue, wide receiver, 6'2", big body, contested catch. I've had him mocked to the Lions multiple times. I feel like he can be a guy, the Lions, if he is there with the 32nd pick. Not sure if he will be there. It's really difficult to tell, because I think these wide receivers are going to go fairly quick, and he could be one of the guys taken before 32. But if he's there, definitely got to look at him, because he is a big body. He definitely is. Maybe we can go ahead and go Jakeem Brisker or somebody else. With that said, that's the safety. We need help all over the field. Hashtag fired. What is your thoughts on walking away from Mark DeLeon? I'm perfectly fine with it. It's just like we walked away from Anthony Lynn. If it wasn't a fit, it wasn't a fit. Welcome back, Gridiron Blitz. Dern kicked you off. The Dern said he didn't like you, apparently.
I thought it was the snow, man. We getting school's already been canceled. I thought it was the snow. I'm like, oh man. Yeah.
I was watching you and you just froze, and I said, oh.
I just got out, man. Jeez.
Are you happy with the Lions getting away from Mark DeLeon? That was the linebackers coach that we let go.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Based on the way they played at the beginning of the season, I say yes. I feel like they obviously must have seen something wasn't working out, and they decided to move on. I trust this coaching staff, man. If they see something's not working out, they usually will act. They let them finish the season, but it's probably writing on the wall from midway through. I think it was Aaron Glenn who really got the defense overall on its toes. So, yeah, if they feel like it needed to be done, man, they got it done. And like I said, I trust where this coaching staff and front office is going.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I see Dern is actually in the back now, so we're going to bring him in here. Dern, man, what's up, man?
What's going on, guys?
You're actually there, and you have not kicked the Gridiron Blitz off, man. So how does it feel to be the guy that destroyed him?
I don't know, to be honest. I was just trying to get on.
I'm
a little late. Apologies.
Well, you know what? You need to learn your lesson to never do that again. This is the Dern. Make sure you go.
Yeah, I know, man.
He's at what? Tell the folks the content that you're doing on your channel right now.
So I've been starting to stream on Twitch. If you want to follow me there, the Dern, same thing. But I've been playing video games. If you like watching people play video games, I'll take suggestions on what to play. If you like the content, like it, everything. If you don't, give me suggestions.
Dern, would you take Jameson Williams at 32? Now, he had that injury.
Absolutely. There's no question.
Okay, now tell the people why.
His ability. I mean, he's regarded before the injury as the best wide receiver in this class. And if you watched any Alabama games, he was just a straight monster with Mechie going over the middle, which is my guy 100%. Otherwise, Jameson Williams, he's a dynamic deep threat. The game Arkansas versus Alabama, that duo just destroyed that entire team. They couldn't stop.
Tell the folks about John Mechie too, because I know you're high on him.
Oh, absolutely. If you like Amon-Ra St. Brown, think of two Amon-Ra St. Brown. Mechie is almost the same mold. Not quite as good in the deep pass aspect, but he is a yak monster.
Okay. We need that, man. What do you think about Anthony Lynn going to San Francisco? What do you think about that, Grit?
I mean, 3 different spots in 3 different years. It is what it is. I don't know I think he's the quarterbacks guys, if that's correct. I'm not sure, but I mean, it is what it is, man. I know they're probably moving on from Jimmy G. So I wonder if that will deter a potential free agent suitor quarterback, because a lot of people think they're going with Trey. I think they got another guy in mind that I've said before. So, I mean, congrats to him, man. It's always good to see another person get a job and keep employed. So shout out to him.
Folks, we got 124 in the building. Let's get to 75 likes. Smash that like button. If you have not subscribed to my channel or any of the folks on the panel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. The links are all in the featured tabs on my channel. You can see it there. You can get it. Also, make sure you subscribe to Detroit Lions Podcast. They're now in my featured tab. Trying to take down legacy media. Slowly and surely, we're doing it. And that's what it's all about. Go Lions. If we don't take a linebacker in the first, who do y'all like? Who is a linebacker, Dern, you would take that's not in the first round?
Not in the first round. The one from Wisconsin, I can't pronounce his last name, but he's really good. Chad Muma is also really good. Those are the 2 guys I like outside of your guy from Georgia. And there was one more, Devin Lloyd. I really
Devin
like, but he's
Lloyd's a
going to go in
beast.
first.
He's a beast. I got a mock draft dropping next Wednesday, and one of these guys' names is on there, just an FYI. Hashtag seen a lot of mocks in the 32nd pick being Daxton Hill out of Michigan. Thoughts on that? Grid, thoughts on that one?
I've seen a couple Michigan games, man. 32. I don't know, because I'm looking right now, and they got us taking Jahan Dotson. That's one of the guys that we could take as well. That's a safety. So I don't know, man. I'd rather me get a wide receiver at that position if we don't take one at 32. So I think we're going to go edge. We're going to go wide receiver. We're going to go safety. That's what I think we're going to do. So I would prefer the wide receiver before the safety. But, I mean, I trust that they'll make the right pick at that position, because all 7 of our draft picks made the team this year. So I think that we're going to hit 7 out of 10, man, at least coming up this year. So if they do whatever they do, man, I'll support it.
Hashtag defense for AG. If we go edge rusher at 2nd overall, which we absolutely need to, what do you think of going linebacker at 32 and 34? What do you think about that, Dern?
32 and 34. I mean, I'm a big fan of going best player available. So, I mean, if it's best player available, I mean, our linebackers were cheeks last year, as Mike would say. Mm-hmm. There's some pretty good talent. I also forgot Harris from Alabama. I think he would fit us pretty well as well. So if you could get like a Chad Muma and a Christian Harris, that would be solid. Or who's the guy you like from Georgia again? I keep forgetting his name.
You mean Nakobe Dean?
Oh, Dean. Yeah, he's gonna be
I love Nakobe Dean, man.
Yeah.
Nakobe Dean is my guy. Let's see. If you would go Hutch first, Brisker second, wide receiver 3, yeah, I'd do that. No doubt, man. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go, man. I got a mock draft again, like I stated. I got coming out next Wednesday. I made it today. Real excited about it, and getting this thing out there to show you some prospects that you may not keep a keen eye. Yeah, we talk about the first draft, but I like to talk about those other drafts as well. Let's see. If I miss your question, do not get upset. It's because I missed it, and just repost it. That's as simple as that. Lions, unless they get Jordan Whitehead or Marcus Williams, right? Oh, I think they're going to get Marcus Williams. I really do. I think that's probably their top target. Grid. What do you think? The safety?
Hopefully, otherwise Marcus May.
Yeah, that's a big target. You have to pay this guy money.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pay the money out of the wazoo, man.
Didn't you mention Bates today too, Dern?
Yeah, but I think you're going to have to pay Bates a lot. Bates is big money.
He's definitely big.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Like, I think Marcus is he's gonna require quite a bit, I think. And I just don't see the Lions spending a ton of money. This is one of the deepest draft, like the most draft picks we had in quite a while, from what I can remember. And I think we got to recoup from last year. I really think these guys are going to keep that money close. And if they do spend big, it's got to be – I could see it being on a safety, though. I really could. A safety before a wide receiver. But I know, shout out to our guy, Raw Detroit, was talking about – I think he was talking about drafting 2 safeties. So somebody was talking about that. So I'm like, I could see that as well. We have more – we have twice as many as we did last year, and we still lost 2. So imagine we don't give those up for Trinity Benson. And we don't know what these guys have in store. They could have a trade up, a trade back. We don't know, man. Maybe the former quarterback's pick from next year. You never know. I mean, it can't get any worse, right? We can't pick any worse than 32. So I don't know, man. I feel like these guys are going to do the right thing and not overpay in free agency.
And if you guys want to hear like the latest, news and rumors, then you need to go to Detroit Lions podcast as well. He has a good theory who the Lions going to take. Chris there, he believes that they go Kyle Hamilton, safety at 2. And he was at the Senior Bowl. He believes it. And, he knows what he's talking about. He's not copying off people. So he definitely understands the game there.
At 2, Mike? I know a lot of people feel 2? Wow.
He's that good, man. He is that good.
I got a little Okuda burn.
You know how we took grief with Okuda at 3? We'd take even more grief with the safety at 2.
I think it's different, though. I think Kuda, I think Kyle Hamilton's a different maker. Like he is.
Don't get Grid started.
Nope, I'm good. I'm good, man. I am
No, because
perfectly fine.
Jermaine Johnson could be there at 32 as well. They're like the edge is deep, man. It is really deep. I just think he's that good too. Will you guys?
Can I kind of say what I want to happen?
Yes, tell me what you want to happen.
So I kind of had a spiel with the guys, and I rambled for 7 minutes today. I won't go that long, but there's a huge difference in what I want to happen and what I think will happen. So what I want to happen is I'm going to speak it into existence. We trade back with the Giants because, in my opinion, the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to go with an offensive tackle. There's 2 offensive tackles that are blue chip players. After Neal and Ikem Ekwonu, it kind of drops off a little bit with Charles Cross. That's just my opinion. So with the first one going to be gone at 1, I think the Giants need to swoop above the Texans in order to get the next blue chip player because their offensive line is absolute trash. So if they want to give Daniel Jones an actual opportunity, I think that's what they're going to have to do because they're not going to trade with the Texans because they're going to want the offensive tackle. So if we trade with the Giants, they're at 6. So we'll still be able to get one of the top defensive ends or Kyle Hamilton, which all 3 are blue chip players. And then you get extra picks. But what I think will happen is we stay at 2 and we take Hutch or Thibodeau.
I would love to trade back. I think that's the number one scenario. I think we all can agree with that. Do you guys want to trade back? Let me know in the comment section. Why for yes and for no. Let's do a quick
Better
poll.
be a
What
why.
you guys say. It's definitely a why for me, so I'm going to just throw in my why right now. Dern and Grid. Let's see what you guys think. I put my why. I would love to trade back. I think that's an absolute yes. Why? Because you could get potentially 5 and 7. You can get your edge rusher. You could probably get Kyle Hamilton there with the 5th pick. You'd have 3 first-round picks, 5, 7, and 32. So we got Y for Ken, Gemini Y, Paul Y. I agree. Trade back to number 5. Steven Y, Zeka Y, Eric yes. So everyone's saying yes right now. Chrome yes. Heartbreak Kid, Tokyo, yes. The Jets or Giants will trade up for either tackle. It's possible. Maybe they are in love with an Aidan Hutchinson. Maybe they are in love with a Kayvon Thibodeau. Maybe they're in love with the Gridiron Blitz. We don't know. Oscar, why? Art Allen, why? Go Lions. Trade will bring us 2nd-round pick. Hey, I'm led for that too. Lisa says, yes, trade back. Man, we got 100% whys. And again. That's crazy.
I mean, why wouldn't you if you could trade back, get more picks, and still get a blue chip player to help your team?
Well,
Okay,
I
so
agree.
the Jets have the 4th and 10th pick. The Giants have the 5th and 7th. That's 4 guys
5th.
out
My
of
bad.
6
That's even better.
players. That's going to be okay. So but everybody rooted for former quarterback. Now look where we are, 32. Who do we take? What that edge rusher that I want? Who are we taking? If we give up, so who are we taking at 5 or whatever? Like that's what I want to know.
Well,
I
Kayvon
don't know.
Thibodeau could fall out of the top 5.
Now, if you do,
If
now
you want me to.
that is true. That is true. But I want Hutch over him. So if we did do that and we got Hamilton, Thibodeau, and somehow got Jermaine Johnson, I take that. You're talking about that's 3 difference makers in the top 32 like that, and then we turn around and pick at 34. So, but we got to have a trade partner in the dance, and you got 2 teams with 4 picks out of the top 10. So I don't know if anybody moves. I really don't think anybody moves, man.
Would you draft Terrace McGriff?
Mike, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I know he's very similar. Yeah, he's very similar to Isaiah Simmons, man. Kind of an all-around guy. You can place him anywhere. I don't know, man. Does he get out to 3rd? I don't know, man. Coming out of a small school, kind of close to Malik Willis. So I'm not sure, man. Under the radar guy, bro. I'll tell you that.
He definitely is under the radar. Terrace McGriff is known for being a dual threat
Hidden
everything.
gem.
He's literally could do every single thing that there is. He can play quarterback, linebacker, offensive line. You don't even need to have a team, bro. You can have Terrace McGriff, one player, Just give him one contract, you win the Super Bowl. Let's see what the comments got going on here. Kyle Hamilton at 5 and George Kalafakis at 7. That would be really good. What do you think about that there, Darren?
Oh, that would be amazing. And what I think would happen if it did happen with the Giants, I think 3 tackles go right away unless the Texans can't let Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau go, because their offensive line, their tackles are cheeks as well. So would they go Charles Cross at number 3?
Very, very possible. Gridiron Blitz. Speaking of edge rushers, would you re-sign Charles Harris?
I absolutely would. I think he showed out this year. I would. Mike, I wanted to ask you something, man. And you and Darren, did you hear about Deshaun Watson maybe wanting to come to the North? Did any of you hear that?
I saw that.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Okay. That's called really bad luck if that occurs. If he somehow got to the Minnesota Vikings, and we're talking about Jefferson, Cook, and Deshaun Watson, I got here, folks. I'm not bald, okay? But this will recede.
Me neither.
Yours will go to a 10 head, bro. Like that.
Right. Yeah, to join mine.
I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. I already heard a rumor that the Vikings front office is committed to Kirk Cousins for this year.
Oh, boy.
I forgot to play this, guys. I'm going to have to play this really quick because I just straight up I forgot. So let me do this, guys, for you really quick. Mailbag. Hey, if you got questions, let us know because I forgot. See, guys, that's what happens when you're really busy. I had a crazy day at work today. So let's see here. MicroMike Chess Sports, what if Philadelphia offered all 3 first-round picks for our 2 first-round picks? Or is that too low? I think that's too low, man. Yeah, we're getting one, but they pick pretty far away, 14 to 15. So now I think that's too low.
Yeah, 14,
I think that's a little too low for me. You'd have to throw in a little bit more because I'm a young
19.
punk.
Yeah, they got 14, 15, 19.
Trade down with Philly and get Nakobe Dean, Drake London at 32, Jermaine Johnson. I don't know if I'm not gonna lie. I think Nakobe Dean could probably be gone before then, man. I'm a little bit worried, but you probably could get Drake London. That'd be an interesting move.
Where at 32?
Drake London or no Nakobe Dean? I think he's gonna go a little bit closer earlier. After that game he's had, or the last 2 games he had at Georgia, win the championship and versus Michigan. What are your thoughts on George Pickens at 32/34, a guy like Nick Benito in the 3rd? What do you think about that, Dern?
Nick Benito. I haven't really watched anything on him, but I heard he would be a pretty good defensive end or your jack linebacker. Pickens. I heard talk of him maybe going in the 3rd. I do like Mechie more, but they're kind of different wide receivers, but I do like him.
I'm glad that you like him. Hashtag Lovie Smith, being he is a defensive-minded coach. I do not see the Texans going offensive line in the 1st round. I don't think anybody on the earth knows what the Houston Texans are going to do because I don't think they know what they're going to do. They are the Matt Millen of franchises at this point. They're all sorts of jacked up. So they could literally go kicker. Didn't want to shock me. That pick, who knows? Do you think that we're going to wait a year on quarterback? This one's a good one here. Now, you just sparked a interesting conversation. The quarterback conversation is the one that always goes nuts on this channel. I personally think they do. I think they wait till next year. I wouldn't mind them getting a quarterback, though. I'm not one of those guys that says no quarterback. I'm best player available. If it's quarterback, I'm fine with it. They could go quarterback like mid to late round for a backup guy, but if you're talking about starter, I kind of think that they're going to wait. My personal opinion is they wait till next year. Grid, what do you think about the quarterback situation?
Man, this has been kind of tough because it's so many variables in play here. You've got Jared Goff. Are they going to commit? I personally want to mold someone. I want to groom someone, and that only happens if Jared Goff stays on the roster. but do you take a pick? Do you pass on the guy that you know is the future because you have Jared Goff and you could get a better player? So it's so much stuff, man. I think they do take a quarterback simply because Jared Goff is not necessarily going to be here in 2023. Now, if they do some type of restructure between now and the draft for Jared Goff, then they won't take a quarterback. That's the way I'm gonna view that.
Folks, make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's get to 100 likes, 165 in the building. Dern, do they take a quarterback?
It's just like Grid said. If they give or if they extend Goff, then I highly doubt it. I don't think there's any way because you're putting 2 more years on his contract probably, and then why would you draft a quarterback to have him sit for almost 3 years?
What do you think about drafting Aidan Hutchinson at 2 and then trading 32 and 34, trade up to get Malik Willis? Thoughts? I hear the Lions and Mark Brunell are blown away by him. I really don't want to trade up, and that's not Malik Willis's fault or anybody else's fault. I just want to stick to the board. If we're to trade, I would like to trade back. I just feel like we have 10 picks. I think we need a little bit more. I think we need to stick to the board and just take the best player available approach. We're not going to go to the Super Bowl next year unless some other people tell you, we're Super Bowl bound every single year. I don't believe we're Super Bowl bound. I think we're definitely going to get better. But if you just stick to the board, kind of just like the Cincinnati Bengals did, I think you can really improve your football team. So I don't want to lose draft picks. You're going to get quality players in the second, third round. This draft is really deep with safeties. This draft's really deep with edge rushers. This draft is really deep with wide receivers. That's kind of what we need. I think we can, look last year. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th round. So you can find these players, stick to the board, and go that route when it comes to the trade. Unless you trade back. I would love to actually trade out of the 32nd pick. Why? Because teams would love to get that 5th-year option. Maybe they want a quarterback. Maybe they want a player. They trade up from the 2nd round to the 32nd pick. We pick up a 2nd round, maybe a 4th round and something else. I would love to do that. But I just don't want to trade up. That's my fear. That is my fear, is we lose these picks. Lions, I like the kid from Christian Watson, wide receiver from North Dakota State. He's a Deebo Samuel type of wide receiver. You're into the wide receivers there, Dern. What do you think about getting him?
I'm trying to remember his height. I think he was around 6'4". He's a tall guy. I don't know if I would say he's like Deebo. I would more say he's a lot like Kenny Golladay, where when I watched a little bit, I didn't see him separate so much, but his contested catch was pretty nice. He would be strictly an outside. I can't see him getting handed off the ball. Take over. Sorry, give me a second.
Take over.
Now,
we're definitely going
I'm wondering if Mike, and I know this is Dern's guy, if Mechie was to fall to the 3rd round because of the injury that if he suffered, I know Dern really likes him. That would be kind of an entertaining thing right there. But yeah, what about the guy out of, was it Kentucky, that Rantuan Randall, I keep on mixing up his name. Was kind of Rantuan. Yeah, I do that, man. Rantuan Randall, just rut roll. But I wonder if they would take him. He's a shorter guy. I don't know, but he's got that maybe kickoff return ability, and he's fearless as well. So I could see. But if Mechie fell in the 3rd, man, I don't know. That's kind of entertaining right there.
If you enjoy hearing names destroyed and crucified, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors, and guests on my channel have a hard time speaking English.
Yeah.
Just like I do.
Hey, Grid.
Yeah.
Say Halapalooty Vati Vaitai.
I will not.
Okay.
Halapalooty Vati Vaitai. I think we need to get rid of Jared Goff and then go next year for a quarterback of our team. A lot of people would say trade Jared Goff. We hear rumors that we're going to trade for a quarterback. This, I'm going to explain why it seems extremely unlikely, because our cap hit would be decimated if we got rid of Jared Goff this year. We're talking decimated, defecated, and desecrated. 35 mil. We can't. What are we going to do? Have Tim Boyle starting quarterback? We want to have the money, so he's going to be here this year. Now, next year, that's a different story. You know, obviously, it would be less of a cap hit to get rid of him. But that is why I do believe Jared Goff is our quarterback this year, Gridiron Blitz. You look at Jared Goff as yourself. Why?
I do.
I know you do. Why do you think that he's going to stay here, and can he be successful as a quarterback of the Detroit Lions?
Well, everything you just said, that's why. It makes no sense. Like, we have to stop doing this. Jared Goff, they knew exactly what they were doing when they traded Matthew Stafford away and he was added to the deal. We got to stop that. Now, this time next year, this is a different conversation, especially if we take a quarterback and stuff like that. Jared Goff, I do believe, I can almost guarantee, will be better than he was this year. He's more comfortable, settled in. We will hopefully keep some wide receivers around him, and Jared Goff needs that. He honestly does. I mean, but he's not going anywhere. He's not going to Tampa Bay. It's not happening. Kyler Murray is not going to be in a trade. It's not going to happen. Jared Goff will be here this year, but Brad Holmes already said he needs to step up. So therefore, you know, he needs to kind of be looking over his shoulder a little bit, but not turned all the way around.
Can we trade for Carson Wentz? This is obviously a joke. We could do that, but we can also run into a door for no reason. But good one. I love the joke. Do we re-sign Tim Boyle, Dern?
I hope not.
No.
You don't want to re-sign Tim Boyle?
I'm going to say no. So if you do not like Jared Goff, what you want to happen is him finish this year out and draft a quarterback to learn under him. So we don't have to go through Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle gives me sweaty sock vibes. And if you guys know, wearing sweaty socks suck. And in the Army, when you have sweaty socks and you got boots on, it rips your foot up. It sucks, man. So, yeah, we don't want that. What about David Blau? Grit, should we bring David Blau back?
Yeah, I think, honestly, if anybody makes it back, it's Tim. I mean, both of them guys are free agents. There's a few guys that we could get. I know Mike is very high on Mariota. I think it's another guy as well, but I am guessing that David Blau, remember David Blau was a Matt Patricia guy they traded for when he was a rookie, got him from Cleveland. I think they got him for like a 7th round pick, something like that, which is another reason why I don't think we had a pick last year. So, but anyway, either way, I think out of the two, Blau is sayonara. He's out of here.
I don't want him. I don't want him back, man. I'd love to get 2 new quarterbacks for this football team, whether it be in free agency or the draft. I don't want to see Tim Boyle. I don't want to see David Blau. I don't want to see Dan Orlowski. I don't want to see it, man. I want to see Sean Hill back in the day, but I don't want to see the rest of them, man.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Go Lions. Should we bring in Colt McCoy back as a backup? Colt McCoy. Now, he was the backup for the Arizona Cardinals this last year. Grid. Should we get Colt McCoy?
I did see that in an article today that he was one of the guys that I think one of the writers was saying we should take a look at him. I mean, he was serviceable. He came in and did a couple things. Colt McCoy, I would probably say no over that. I think it's got to be a couple guys better than him. I'm going to have to go through that. Listen, I mean, Mike, here's something we never talked about. What about Jameis Pick City?
Oh, Jameis Winston as a backup? I actually wouldn't mind that. As a backup?
Jameis Winston, yeah, he will be. The Saints look like they're going to move on from him. They only signed him to a 1 year. It was a hefty 1 year deal, but Jameis Pick City, who was looking good before he got hurt. So
better than Tim Boyle.
Better than Tim Boyle.
Way better than Tim Boyle. Like you got to look at all the backups that are in free agency. So if you're wanting to get one, you know, obviously Jameis Winston's one. If they decide to go that route, Marcus Mariota, that's my favorite backup, honestly, on the list. You could do a Colt McCoy, but as long as it's not big money, I wouldn't mind it. Anyone but Tim Boyle at this point. I don't want to see Boyle.
Yeah, we need somebody that's going to help us win, man, which is what Tim Boyle literally could not do.
Tim Boyle helps us win in the draft. And I'm tired of winning in the draft. We do that every single year, man. Don't want to see winning in the draft. Do we pick up a Marcus Mariota? That's a question. I mean, I don't know. Probably not. That's just who I'd like. That's personally what I'd like. I'd like to have a Marcus Mariota as a backup. I've been calling him for a backup for like 2-3 years now. So, but he's probably going to be a little too expensive for the Lions' taste as a backup. They like to go to the cheap route. And
welcome back Boyle. Boyle's on his way back then.
I don't want to hear that, man.
Boyle's
come on. Come on, man. Can we get Ridder at 34? We could get Ridder at 34. Desmond Ridder, to me, he looked really good. He looked like a really raw. I don't want to compare him to this quarterback because everyone's going to say, "Oh, you think he's that good?" No, I think he's raw. I think if he sat behind a quarterback like a Jared Goff for a year, I think he has a ceiling like a Josh Allen. Like he could reach that type of ceiling. I'm not saying he is, but he's got that physical attributes. He can run on the pass. He's just got to work on his decision making. But I love Desmond Ridder. I've liked him for a year now. So if he was to fall there to 34, would you take a Desmond Ridder?
You know what, Mike? I got to be honest, man. I only saw him play the one game, and that was in the playoffs. And I know that's not enough to judge him off of. You guys are speaking very highly of him. So if he gets to sit, I didn't like what I saw in that game. But then again, his offensive line was like the size of, I don't know, the 10 man. Like they were they couldn't protect him worth 2 cents. So they were just getting bullied by the defense there. So for me, I mean, if y'all think he's decent, like I said, I only seen that one game. I know he's very, he's got some height on him, doesn't he? Isn't he a little high?
Yeah, he's got that height on him. And I like.
So I wouldn't mind.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind somebody, with that height, like a Josh Allen type with some height on him. So I wouldn't be mad at it.
It's like a Trey Lance. You'd be like a Trey Lance,
really?
A little bit more raw though. Trey Lance I think he was a little more prepared, but it would be like a situation like that. And I do.
So that
really
means
like
he definitely needs to sit.
He definitely needs to sit, no doubt. And
okay.
You could probably use him on said plays, like if they're trying to do a dual type of play right there, they could do that. We got Speakeasy Sports. He is a YouTuber. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel, Speakeasy Sports. He says Mariota would be sweet. We can't afford him. I 100% concur with him there. I would love Marcus Mariota. I'm wanting to get that dual threat quarterback. I just think he's going to be a little bit too costly for us. He also would love to get Desmond Ridder at 34. Sorry, folks, I got to punch out of work because I actually work at the same time I'm doing this, so I had to get my screen up. So I would love to get a Desmond Ridder. I don't know if he falls there. He could be a first-round quarterback, maybe a team in the late, maybe the Steelers. I know they do like they like Malik Willis. They do like Malik Willis, but maybe Malik Willis is not even there, so that could be a situation where they go there. Let's see. Y'all agree we need real playmakers with the first 3 picks? I 100% concur with that assessment. I think we got to have 3 starters unless you do quarterback and you feel that there's a guy that can sit. Other than that, the Detroit Lions need to come out with some starters, Grid. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. I mean, this is the time that we can make some noise. These next 2 years will be critical to the longevity of our team. We're talking about potentially 19-plus picks, seeing if we don't trade either up or back or whatever. So I think we need to bang. We got 10 picks. I like to use the word bang, but we need to hit on at least 5. I think the first 5, but the first 3, absolutely. We got to 2, 32, and 34. There's no reason why we shouldn't have a pick that bang. All 3 of them shouldn't hit.
No problem, Speakeasy. No problem, my man. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe to his channel. And also, Detroit Lions Podcast. Again, that is the pinned comment of this stream. Go subscribe over there and tell Chris in the Riz, who lives right next to me, that MicroMike sent you. Go Lions. Do y'all agree we need... I just did that one. What the hell? Let's see. Do you think the players will restructure contracts? Here's the thing. Because I heard this about restructuring potentially Jared Goff's contract, restructuring Big V's contract, restructuring Trey Flowers. I don't want to do any more restructures. I want to, first off, I want to release Trey Flowers, but I want to be able to be fiscally responsible for next year. Like we did a restructure with Jared Goff last year, and it wasn't that bad. I don't want to be like Bob Quinn and Pat Matricia. I want to have this books for next year when I think we can really make a run after a good draft this year. Next year to have a lot of money in cap space to be able to do what we want to make that leap. I don't want to restructure contracts. What about you, Grid? I know you may differ from my opinion on this.
That's kind of tough because I think, like you said, Mike, it's kind of a short-term solution to a long-term problem. I do agree with the Trey Flowers thing and stuff like that. I honestly, I wouldn't mind a Jared Goff restructure, man. I really think he has a lot more left than people give him credit for. I think with the his trade partner going to win it all, I think he'll come out and play better. The offensive line will be more assured up. We'll have our center back. I think he's going to play a lot better. He's got to clean up a lot of things, though, man. The 9 fumbles. He had a total of 27. He had 18 touchdowns and 9. So he had 18 turnovers. He had 9 interceptions and 9 fumbles. Got to change that. But if they restructured anybody, I wouldn't mind if it was JG, man. It would open up quite a bit for this coming year. But it also mean he's on the books for the year after next. So he's the only one I would take.
Let me know in the comment section. Would you restructure Jared Goff's contract? Remember, it's going to be much easier after this year, just an FYI. But if we do restructure it, we do get some money this year open. And right now we're sitting at 25 mil, 35 mil if we cut Trey Flowers, which I do believe we're going to do that. You cut a couple more players, you probably get to 40 mil. If you restructure his contract, who knows? It could be like 15 million more. But let me know in the comment section why for yes and for no. I'm going to go no. He says yes. So I'm going to put my N's out there. That is my personal opinion. Grid will put his Y's. And we'll see what you guys think. Juan agrees with the Gridiron Blitz. So yes. So we got 2 yes, 1 N. Do we have to replace Big V? In 2023, Rick, that's very possible. We could also do it with just drafting, like, look, we got Tommy Kramer's undrafted rookie, came in and did a good job. So, he could be a guy like him that eventually could replace him. No restructure from Vincent. Gemini says no. So, a little bit split here. I'd rather not. That's kind of like a middle. Paul says why. Roger says no. So, a little bit more on the no side. Other than that, it's kind of fair. I'd say kind of equal here. Let's start cutting Flowers. Absolutely. We got Hater's House, and Ricky agrees with the Grid. So 50-50 split here. Heartbreak Kid, man, a little bit more on the Grid side. So they say yes, and hey, we'll see what they do. But if they do it, it will give us money for this year. And, we do got to pay T.J. Hawkinson at some point. Maybe they want to re-sign Tracy Walker. Maybe they want to pick up another free agent. So that's the type of stuff it would do. 8 more likes to 100. Smash that like button. We're going to go on this question here. This is going to be the final question for the show. Gridiron Blitz. Within 3 years, we winning a playoff game. Give me an answer. Do you think that this is facts, or do you think this is not facts?
I think that it's semi-facts. I think that I'm saying 3 to 5. 3 to 5. Okay, 3 to 5 division and or playoff win. So I'll give that.
Every time I say a prediction, it goes wrong. So out of sheer just praying to the gods and doing sacrifices, I'm going to say no, we will never do it. Just so the opposite happens, because every time I root for a team, that team loses. So I have learned, do the opposite. Gridiron Blitz, tell the folks about your channels, plural, and where to find you, because you got a new show going on there every single day. People need to see it. You also got another channel. Tell the folks all about it.
So we have Detroit Lions Syndicate, which is basically a channel I created for algorithm purposes to talk about my team. It's strictly the team, no game streams, no talking about other things, just all Detroit Lions, which is something I wanted to do. So we almost at 1,000 over there. We got about 45 more to get to 1,000. So I appreciate that. As far as the Gridiron Blitz, football has kind of died down. We will be doing the USFL when that comes in April. But until then, we have a show that looks like it's going to be every day if I have time, called Spike Kool-Aid. We brought it back. It is just me for right now. And I just want to talk about my team. This whole former quarterback winning and how our city and team is looked at just kind of prompted me to do this thing. So, and we got the draft coming up as well that we'll be doing. So that's what we're doing over there, man. I appreciate it, Mike.
Also, folks, remember on the NFL Draft, Day 1 will be on the Gridiron Blitz's channel. Day 2 will be on my channel. Day 3, Mark Orum's channel. It's going to be freaking epic. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Subscribe to Detroit Lions Podcast. Subscribe to everybody that is on my featured tabs. That's what it's all about, man, is trying to get this thing flowing. With that said, folks, I will see you next week. And unless you're watching a video, then I'll see you much, much sooner.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be